Week 10 of the NFL season is upon us. Hello everybody, Jonathan was out here for JamSports.org or Jam Sports 100. After having a good 10-3 day yesterday, our overall, or I'm sorry, not yesterday, but last week in week 9, our overall for NFL picks is, I can tell you as soon as the page loads, but wouldn't you know it, I'm kind of in a hurry, so page is going to take forever. Here we go. Our overall record 67-49 going into week 9. So, here we go. Let's get right to it. This is the NFL Rapid Fire. First of all, Tampa Bay and Atlanta is where we kick things off. Tampa Bay is a good team. Raheem Morris said a few weeks back that they're the best team in the NFC. I'm not buying that. They're a good team, yes. In a couple years, are they going to be a really good team that a lot of people are going to be talking about? Yeah, I think so. But on the other hand, you've got Atlanta. Tampa Bay is good on the road this year, 3-0 so far. But Atlanta is Matt Ryan is 16-1 in his career at the Georgia Dome. Atlanta, I think, is just a little too much for Tampa Bay. If Tampa Bay can beat Atlanta, that's going to say a lot, but I don't think they do. I'm not saying Atlanta blows out Tampa Bay. I think it's a really close game, but I think in the end, Atlanta wins. We have Miami and Baltimore up next. Miami, wouldn't you know it, on the road, still undefeated on the road, have yet to win at home. Baltimore is good. Not as great as I once thought they were. I thought I was going to put them in the great, in the great group of NFL teams this year, but I'm not putting them in the great group right now. They struggle with the Buffalo Bills. They've got a few things that they need to work out. Joe Flacco is a great quarterback, going to be a great one for a long time to come. Miami, can win on the road, cannot win at home. That's a little bit of a shocker for me. But what do you know, Miami on the road. However, I do have Baltimore winning the game, but I don't think it's by a large margin, but I think Miami does get their first road loss today. Chicago Bears, Buffalo Bills, the bye week. Could that have been what Chicago needed? We'll see if the offensive line is ready to go. Gotta watch out for Buffalo. They will play you hard. You might be able to beat them, but they will play you hard. I think that if there is a game Buffalo can win, though, I have a feeling this is it. I'm not picking them. I am picking Chicago, but I am going to say that Buffalo could give Chicago a run for their money, and this is going to be a true test for Chicago to see if they can keep Cutler protected. If they can't keep Cutler protected against the Bills, the Bears' offensive line is still in trouble, and Cutler is in for a long second half of the year. Next up, we have the New Orleans Saints, Carolina Panthers, and in that game, I've got the Saints. Carolina is okay. The Saints, I think, have finally figured it out. They've dealt with their fair share of struggles this year. The Saints will not be back in the NFC Championship game, I don't believe. I know they won't be back to the Super Bowl. I can guarantee that. But the Saints are going to give Carolina a bit of a fit today. I think Drew Brees has himself a big game, and I think the Saints come away with a win. New England and Cleveland. A lot of people are calling for the upset here. I'm not going to call for the upset. In fact, I think the people that are calling for the upset are kind of crazy. Yes, New England's pass defense needs a lot of work. New England's pass defense is horrible. But I think that the Patriots offense is going to be able to keep up with the Browns. And I think the Patriots do win this game. I'm not saying they're going to win it 52-10. It could happen, and that's the thing with Cleveland. You never know what they're going to do. They could come out, lay an egg, and lose by 42, or they can give you a run for your money, take you right down to the wire, and lose by 3 or 4, or even squeak out and beat you by 2. So you never know what you're going to get out of Cleveland. It's very interesting to watch their games. It's hard to pick with them, although. But I am going to go New England today. New England was good for me with my lock pick last week against the Minnesota Vikings. Wow, try saying that 5 times fast. That's a mouthful. Okay. Next up, we got the New York Jets, Detroit Lions. The Jets need to watch out. The Lions are something else. They are. Just wait a couple years. If those Lions can stay healthy, if they can stay stuck together, they will make the playoffs within the next few years. Because the Lions are a team that can compete. And I don't think the Jets blow out the Lions today. I think the Jets win the game, but I think it's a close game. And the Jets need to be careful. Too many mistakes by the Jets, and they could end up with a loss to the Lions. So that's something that they really need to watch out for. I don't think they do lose, though. I've got the Jets. Next up, San Diego Chargers, Houston Texans. True test for the Chargers here. It is do or die time for the Chargers. They need to start winning. They need to start winning now if they even want to be put in the playoff discussion. I've got them out of the playoffs. I have San Diego out of the playoffs at this point because they aren't winning football games. They're not impressive to me. They're nothing to me. Houston is going to be mad after what they did against Indy last week. Yeah, Indy was expected to beat them. However, it was expected to be a little better game than what it was instead of the blowout that it became. But I've got Houston bouncing back against San Diego today. San Diego in some trouble. Speaking of in trouble, there's trouble where our next game takes place, and that's in Minnesota. The Minnesota Vikings, Arizona Cardinals. Favre is questioning why he came back. Favre says it might be time to sit down if things don't turn around. The Vikings got rid of Randy Moss this week. Mistake by them. Actually, Childress got rid of Randy Moss this week. Big mistake by them, especially since he didn't run it by Ziggy Wilf or anything first. Man, Childress, you have dug yourself a hole. You are out in Minnesota. I guarantee you'll be fired by the end of the year if you're not fired by the end of the day. A lot of people want you out. You got in a confrontation on Friday in practice with Percy Harvin. The Vikings are falling apart. They're becoming a circus. And as a Packer fan, it's kind of funny to watch, to be honest with you. But as a broadcaster, as an impartial broadcaster, it's a sad story for the Minnesota Vikings. They had a chance to do something good this year, and they are not able to get it done. I do have Minnesota getting the win against Arizona, but I think Minnesota is going to have a bit of a fight on their hands against Arizona, who I think is slowly starting to figure stuff out. Next up, we've got the New York Giants, Seattle Seahawks. A lot of people calling for an upset alert on this too. The Giants traveling a long direction, and you know what happens when teams go east to west or west to east. They don't do very good. However, I think they will. Matt Hasselbeck is not playing. That's going to put the Seahawks in a strong disadvantage, I think. The Giant defense, I think, is going to play pretty good, especially with the backup quarterback in there. I think Eli Manning is going to play fine. I think Brandon Jacobs will have a touchdown or two. I've got the Giants winning the game. I'm going to make that my lock of the week. Next up, we have Kansas City and Oakland. Believe it or not, this is going to be a good game. Oakland, man, oh man, Tom Cable. Could we possibly call him the coach of the year? We might actually be able to, especially if they can pull off a win today against Kansas City. Oakland is starting to figure it out. Kansas City is good. Kansas City almost had a tie last week, but they did come out with a win, and Kansas City is just for real. They're going to make the playoffs. I just have a feeling, even if it's a wild card. But I don't know. Something tells me that they will win the AFC West. However, if Oakland has really figured it out like we think they have, Oakland could give them a fight for that. I've got Kansas City winning the game, but it's going to be a good football game. Speaking of good football games, our last game that takes place this afternoon takes place in Philadelphia. Peyton Manning and the Colts, Michael Vick and the Eagles. That's right, I said it, Michael Vick and the Eagles. Vick returns as the Eagles starting quarterback. He needs to quit trying to be so reckless. Can he do it? Can he change his playing style? I don't know. Colts lost Anthony Gonzalez for the year to a knee injury now, so there's another guy out for them. That speaks major problems for them. I've got, oh boy, you know what? I've got Philly winning this game. That's right, I said it. I got Philly winning the game. It's going to be a good game. I'm going to be watching it. Very excited to do that. Tonight, the game that I have my eye on, of course, Dallas Cowboys and Green Bay Packers. Cowboys are in trouble. Jerry Jones slipped up earlier this week and said that the Cowboys were 1-7. They're 1-6 and 7 after today. And if the Packers don't beat themselves up with penalties, I think they can beat the Cowboys. What this game is going to become is who can beat themselves up with who beats themselves up more with penalties. The team that I think the team with more penalties loses this game. The team with less penalties wins this game. I believe when you have two of the most penalized teams in the league, that is what I think is going to happen. I think the team with the least amount of penalties is the Packers. In a good game, I've got the Packers. Tomorrow night, Pittsburgh Steelers, Cincinnati Bengals. Pittsburgh looks to stay atop the AFC North. They should be able to do it. They got a little bit embarrassed last week in New Orleans. They're going to be upset about that. Cincinnati is not a good football team. Pittsburgh is going to be able to exploit that. The Pittsburgh defense is going to be able to exploit Carson Palmer and his mistakes this year. I don't think it's that good of a game, to be honest with you. I think Pittsburgh wins somewhat easily. Pittsburgh is my pick. There you go. Those are my picks. That's my NFL Rapid Fire for Week 9. Hope you enjoy it. Wish me luck. Let's watch some football. Also, stay tuned to JM Sports 100 throughout the week. College basketball picks start this week. And until I am back, whenever that may be, I am Jonathan Mosette for JM Sports 100 and jmsport.org.